And now, if you don't mind, we're going to get to the news. President Trump delivered the keynote address on Friday night at the rescheduled White House Correspondents Association dinner. And let's just say, Iran's not the only thing he bombed.
The other day, a senator I knew got a text, a great guy, from his wife. And she said, when you get home, I want to have you immediately come up the stairs and make love to me. And he said, I can't do both. You know what? In other words, you can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good.
Oof, even the crickets passed. Also, maybe don't throw stones at people who can't go upstairs. That's right. President Trump attended the White House Correspondents Association dinner and ended his speech by putting on a Trump 2028 hat. It was bad enough that he's a bully and a convicted felon, but now he's a prop comic? President Trump also said the reporters have no idea how lucky they are and added that when he's no longer around, quote, you'll all gonna be broke. We're broke now, said the ones who drove there. During the same speech, President Trump told CNN reporter Caitlin Collins to smile more. Okay, did you ever think she just doesn't smile around you? That's like saying my wife never orgasms. Maybe she isn't the problem. During an Oval Office event on Friday, President Trump said that Venezuela is not ready to hold new elections and added, quote, I own the Miss Universe pageant, and Miss Venezuela always did very well in that pageant. So I know something about the country. Sorry, what? That's like me saying I know a lot about Colorado because I had a Denver omelet this morning. Colorado, they grow a lot of bell peppers there. During a briefing last week, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said that President Trump will deliver a tribute at the late Senator Lindsey Graham's funeral service tomorrow that honors his, quote, life and legacy. And if he has the time, he might even say a few words about Graham. Health officials in San Diego have warned patrons of a deli that they may have come in contact with a rabid bat. Good, that's what I ordered, said RFK Jr. He loves the bat. According to a new report, former President Joe Biden spends most of his time with, quote, a narrow circle of relatives, old friends, and longtime aides. Okay, but you're also describing everyone over 35. None of us are inviting people out for smoothies after yoga. According to a new survey, Wally. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be 16%. Yeah. And you went with perfect.
Yep.
So that's a problem, because that's a classic. You got 2 letters off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get nothing to say.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's really ironic because
It's not perfect.
yeah. I like saw it coming. I'm like, I can't make sense of this. According to a new survey, 16% of respondents said that watermelon is the most difficult food to grill. Really? Because I've had no luck with rice. Would have gone even better if you hadn't it up. By the way, now it's only fair to we read these before the show. And the purpose of it is proofreading. It is for me to proofread, and I fully missed it then, and then I got it wrong here. So I just want to own my part of it.
I appreciate
My part of it is 16 perfect. The other 84 perfect is your fault.
Got it.
Universal Studios has announced that this year's Halloween Horror Nights will feature a new haunted house based on the Hellraiser franchise. So if you ever wanted to walk through hell, go to Six Flags. And finally, the airline Emirates recently unveiled its new You Dream headrest, while Frontier unveiled its new You Nightmare middle seat. During an interview yesterday with Axios, President Trump said that he decided to pause U.S. strikes on Iran to give peace negotiations another chance, but added that he would resume operations if talks fail. And trust me, he has plenty of experience with talks failing. President Trump was set to speak today at the late Senator Lindsey Graham's funeral service. Oh, I'm sure that went great. I know if he were here now, he'd say, the 2020 election had massive voting irregularities, and Trump barely knew Jeffrey Epstein. Representatives from Taylor Farms reportedly called the White House to ask them to delay an FDA recall announcement tied to the Cyclospora outbreak, though if I understand correctly, Cyclospora makes it very hard to delay anything. The American Museum of Natural History this week began displaying a replica of the New York Knicks championship trophy, and you can also see a Mets trophy at Ripley's, believe it or not. Really cool. More than a dozen kids at camp in New Jersey fell ill last week after they allegedly ate chocolate that was laced with mushrooms. And that was the day they all learned how to make a campfire with their minds. Officials in Canada have launched a new Don't Let It Loose campaign to discourage residents from releasing goldfish into the waterways. So in case you're wondering how nice Canada is, their biggest problem is loose goldfish. Finally, Starbucks announced a new partnership with Delta Airlines yesterday to offer reward members 1 Sky Mile for every $1 spent at the coffee chain. 1 Sky Mile. Do you know how much coffee you'd have to drink to get a free trip? You wouldn't need a plane. During an interview today with Fox News, President Trump said that he is planning to, quote, beat the out of Iran. Hey! You can't use that kind of language on Fox News. What if someone under the age of 60 was watching? During his eulogy yesterday at Senator Lindsey Graham's funeral, President Trump said that virtually everyone in both political parties liked Graham and added, quote, well, not everybody. Amazing. The one time where it's perfectly acceptable to lie a little bit and he decides to tell the truth. Lindsey, a lot of people didn't like him, but at least he was bad at golf. In an interview yesterday on Fox and Friends, President Trump said that the late Senator Lindsey Graham was, quote, like a member of the family, in a sense, except that he liked him and spent time with him and never mind about the family thing. In the same interview, President Trump said that he wants to avoid bombing Iran's infrastructure and added, quote, it takes a long time to rebuild and build bridges. That is what I used to do for a living, construction. Oh, you did? Why didn't you say something? Is that why you used to wear a hard hat all the time? I assumed it was just because your fontanelle never closed. In a letter to Republican Senator Mitch McConnell and his staff, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear said that McConnell should resign if he cannot, quote, directly and verbally address the people of Kentucky. And the answer from McConnell was a firm no. During a rally on Monday at a General Motors facility, President Trump called for the end of daylight savings time because it's really messing him up. During the same rally, President Trump said the cities run by Democratic politicians are always dirty and added, quote, I'm sort of a clean freak. I like clean. Really? Then why does your pool look like something that would give an X-Man his powers? It's like they were out of chlorine, so you settled for Monster Energy. Trump also said that controlling fuel prices is, quote, like playing banjo, because he doesn't know how to do that either. A Mega Millions ticket holder in Florida yesterday won the $800 million jackpot, and if I know Florida, they're going to use the money to buy 800 million more tickets. And finally, the toy company Hasbro recently partnered with a San Diego restaurant to open an immersive cafe based on the classic board game Candyland. Or if you prefer the game Risk, you can go to Taco Bell. President Trump said yesterday that the U.S. would launch new airstrikes against Iran, quote, because it's our turn. That's Not a good enough reason to keep a war going. It's a military conflict, not Othello. During an Oval Office event yesterday, President Trump said that he has changed the grass growing around Washington, D.C., and added, quote, "You know, grass is like human beings. Grass has a life also." Oh, that's interesting. Say, I have a question. Does that mean grass can also get dementia? President Trump said yesterday that he called then-President Joe Biden to tell him that Dr. Anthony Fauci was, quote, "no good." Okay, well, that's obviously a lie, because we all know if you called Joe Biden, you'd still be on the phone right now. Yeah, no, it's great. Did you like the White House? Yeah. You like living here? Yeah. Dr. Anthony Fauci testified yesterday before the Senate Homeland Security Committee on the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic. "Please don't be us, please don't be us," said Taylor Farms. No, we can't handle another one. We've got some good news and some bad news. People are no longer blaming the diarrhea on you. During the Senate Homeland Security Committee hearing yesterday with Dr. Anthony Fauci, Republican Senator Rick Scott criticized Fauci for destroying the federal government's credibility on public health. What? Your boss literally told us to drink bleach, which after 10 years of him, I'm starting to warm up to the idea. President Trump announced renovation plans yesterday for Washington, D.C.'s Dulles Airport. In case you're wondering why the Hudson News is now a gentleman's club. That's right, President Trump announced renovation plans for Washington, D.C.'s Dulles Airport. How is he not out of things to renovate? I feel like we could have avoided the past 10 years if we just gave him an HGTV show. A library in Australia recently received a book titled Antiquities of Athens that is believed to be 150 years overdue. I think at that point, you can just say stolen. That book was stolen. The beverage brand PepsiCo has partnered with a cosmetics company to offer a body scrub inspired by Pepsi Vanilla, perfect for the woman who wants to spend the summer covered in bees. I don't know if that's how it would look. A man in England recently set a Guinness World Record by eating 15 fish sticks in 1 minute. The record was for healthiest English meal. 15 fish sticks in a minute, you on a diet? I don't know what accent that was. I'm here on vacation. I'm not from here, I'm here on vacation. From somewhere, I'm not saying where. I just know you're on a diet. And finally, the CEO of Taco Bell's parent company, Yum Brands, said today that the ongoing Cyclospora outbreak has hurt the fast food chain sales. Meanwhile, the CEO of Charmin is rolling in it. And that was a monologue, everybody!